Hello and welcome to Circle Time. Good morning, Sue, and good morning to all of you. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning. How are you? I'm fine, I'm fine. Hope you are too. I'm fine, I'm fine. Hope you are too. Well, Sue, do you like macaroni and cheese? Do you like spaghetti? Did you know that those are made from noodles? Today, N is for noodles. We're going to do some really fun activities today with our theme. Right now, though, I think we better do our job. Can you remember what our job is? What do we have to do every time we come to class? We have to feed Fred. So let's feed Fred right now. Sue, you can sit back down. I can tell that Fred is waiting for us. Hi, Fred. We're coming. Here you go. There's your fish food. Well, now that we have fed Fred, let's turn around and see what day it is. The month is March. Let's reach into our can and see how we will count. Wiggle. We're going to wiggle like spaghetti noodles. Are you ready to wiggle and count? Okay, here we go. 1. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. 2. 3. And that is today, March 3rd. Can you say today's date? March 3rd. And if you go up to the top, you can see that the day of the week starts with the letter F. Letter F says f, 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 like a firefly. So what day of the week is it today? It's Friday. Good job. Today is Friday.
Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday.
Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday.
Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week.
Well, it is time to check the weather. So look outside and see what your weather is like today. Did you check? Did you look out the window? Okay, are you ready to sing about your weather? When I do like this with my microphone, just shout out whatever your weather is. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? It is out today. It is out today. Well, let's dress Weather Bear. Let's put on a t-shirt. And let's put on some pants. And a jacket. And a hat. What is the season right now? The season is winter. Winter. But on March 20th, it will be the first day of spring. Well, that was our calendar and weather time. And now it's time for the letter of the day. Today's letter is the letter N. Can you say N? N. If If your name has letter N, stand up. If your name has letter N, stand up. If your name has letter N, if your name has letter N, if your name has letter N, stand up. Yay! Well, today N is for noodles, and I used some noodles to decorate my letter N. Now, if you don't have noodles, you can see I also just used a marker and drew some different kinds of noodles like macaroni or spaghetti or spiral noodles here. So there you go. That's an idea for decorating your letter N. Just glue or draw on some noodles. So what letter was that again? Letter N. Good job. So let me show you how to write letter N. We're going to start at the top. We're going to make a number 1. We're going to go back to the top, slide down, and walk straight up. That's how you make a big letter N. 1, down, and up. Let me show you how on handwriting paper. And parents, you can get a copy of this handwriting paper for free at my website. The link is below. Make a 1, slide to the bottom, and walk back up. 1, down, and up. 1, down, and straight back up. Number 1, and then slide to the green carpet, and then all the way back up to the ceiling. 1, down, and up. Okay, let me show you the little letter N. We're going to also make a number 1, but it'll be smaller. 1 and then over like this one time. 1 and then over. You make a little N. I'll show you using handwriting paper. We're going to look for the stairs and we're going to make our little N downstairs. 1 and over. If you don't have any paper, you could just skywrite. Pretend you're writing in the sky to practice. 1 and over. 1 up and over. 1, trace back up and over. 1 and over. That's the little letter N. I'd love to check and cheer for you if you want to show me your letter N. Yay, good job. You can skywrite if you want. Good work. Well, you're going to get a sticker for today. You did a great job. That's your handwriting sticker. You were listening and learning. Well, now it's time to talk about the sound that letter N makes. Letter N makes this sound. N, n, n. Can you try to make that sound? N, n, n. Letter N says n, 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 as in no. That's our hand motion for letter N. Can you take 2 hands and kind of move them back and forth like you're saying no? Well, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I bet the answer is going to be no. But let's see. The first question is, do you want to bump your head? No, I don't want to bump my head. Ouch. The next one is, do you want to lose your favorite toy? No. Do you want to smell a stinky skunk? No. So letter N makes the sound n, 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 as in no. Well, it's time for us to do something fun for art. Let me show you an idea for your day. For art, I just made a noodle picture. Mine looks like a sunshine, but you could use noodles to make anything you want. You could make a house out of noodles. You could make a heart, whatever you'd like to make. Try to use noodles. I just drew with my glue, and then I just put the noodles right on top. So maybe you can make a noodly picture today. For our science, we're going to go over to the table and we're going to be testing out how strong spaghetti noodles are. So let's head over to the science table. For science today, we're going to be trying to see if we can make a bridge using spaghetti noodles. I just have stacked up 2 sets of books here. And I'm going to use one spaghetti noodle across, and we're going to see how strong it is. I'm going to try to see if my little train can go on this noodle. Let's see how strong the bridge is. Oh no, that bridge was not strong at all. So let's see what happens if we add more spaghetti noodles. Okay, so this time I have lots of spaghetti noodles. I'm going to put those across the books to make a bridge. And ta-da! Look, now our bridge is strong. So why is that? Well, let's take a look back at just one noodle, and let's see what happens when I put my train on it. Watch the noodle. Oh, the noodle starts to bend and then it breaks. That's because all the weight of my little train is going in one spot on the bridge. When I put lots of noodles, the weight is being distributed or shared across all the noodles. All the noodles are sharing the weight of the train. Before, only one noodle was having to hold the whole weight of the train. That made it not very strong, but working together, all the noodles are very strong. Let's put some more things on and see. Let's try this princess and see. Oh, our bridge is very strong. Let's try a block. We made a really strong bridge, didn't we? Let's try this rock. Yep, our bridge can hold the rock. Let's try this tiger. Our bridge can even hold this big tiger. Let's try some things all at once, okay? So let's try this block and we'll stack some other things on top. Whoa. Let's put a rock here and a train. Whoa, and even a toy car. Wow, now our bridge is super strong. We used many noodles, and the noodles are all sharing the weight of all of these things. That makes our noodles super strong. Well, I'll come back around and we'll read a story together. Another great idea for your day today would be to use spaghetti noodles for measuring. Just take a ruler, and parents, you can break the spaghetti noodles into different sizes and let your children measure the spaghetti noodles. Okay, so it's time for story time, and our book today is called The Queen's Noodles. The Queen's Spaghetti. The Queen's Spaghetti. Queen Nellie was a big, happy queen. Hold on just a moment. It seems like my book keeps jumping. Let me fix it and then we'll read it together. Okay, let's try that book again. It's called The Queen's Spaghetti. Queen Nellie was a big, happy queen. She lived with her husband, King Jim, in an untidy castle on the edge of town. They hadn't got much money, but they had a large garden, a small field, a wood with 9 trees, and a great many animals. One evening, Queen Nellie came indoors and said, "What shall I cook for supper tonight?" She'd been working in the garden all day and was very hungry. "I know," she said to herself. "I'll make spaghetti with tomato sauce. King Jim does enjoy that." Queen Nellie put some water on to boil in a large pan. Because she was so hungry, she put in lots and lots and lots of spaghetti. Then she began the sauce. But as the spaghetti cooked, it began to swell up. Soon the big saucepan was overflowing. "Oh dear," said the queen, and she ran and fetched another saucepan. She put half the spaghetti into it, but still the spaghetti kept swelling up, and soon both saucepans were overflowing. Oh dear, said Queen Nellie, and she ran for 2 more saucepans. She put spaghetti into each of them, but the spaghetti still kept swelling up, and soon all 4 saucepans were overflowing. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, cried the queen, and she ran and fetched 4 more saucepans. She put some spaghetti into each of them, but still the spaghetti kept swelling up, and soon all 8 saucepans were overflowing. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, wailed Queen Nellie. I haven't got any more saucepans. Luckily by then the spaghetti was done. Queen Nellie looked around her kitchen. Spaghetti had wriggled out of the saucepans and slid down the cooker. Spaghetti had slithered and wiggled across the kitchen floor. Coils and twirls of spaghetti, twists and curls of spaghetti, everywhere spaghetti. Would you believe it? Said the queen. I think I've cooked too much too much. So Queen Nellie gave some of the spaghetti to her cat Binks to eat. He ate a little just to please the queen, but still there was an awful lot left. Then Queen Nellie called her dog Barker and gave him some spaghetti. He ate just a bowlful to please the queen, but there was still an awful lot left. So the queen called the royal peacock Strutter and gave him some of the spaghetti to eat. The spaghetti said he preferred tasty insects. He picked at a few strands just to please the queen, but there was still an awful lot left. The queen looked at the clock, and as quickly as she could, she stuffed most of the spaghetti back into the pans. Then she hurried to the back door, carried the pans outside, and emptied them on the grass. She called her hens and ducks. Eat, she commanded in her most regal voice. What can it be? Quacked the ducks. Let's try it and see, cackled the hens. So the hens and the ducks pecked and pulled and tugged and scratched at the spaghetti. Spaghetti wound around their legs. Spaghetti tied up their beaks. Sticky ropes of spaghetti, clingy strings of spaghetti, everywhere spaghetti. Hurry up, shouted Queen Nellie from the kitchen window. Get that mess cleaned up. So the hens and the ducks clucked and snacked and gulped and quacked until they were so full of spaghetti they could hardly move. But there was still a lot of spaghetti left. Then Queen Nellie noticed her geese slap-dashing up the path to see what was going on. Just in time. Come and finish this up, she said to the geese. So the geese hissed and squabbled and honked and gobbled until they were so full they could hardly move. But there was still a lot of spaghetti left. Queen Nellie felt desperate. Then she had a brainwave. She rushed down to the royal pigsty and let out all the pigs. The pigs were delighted. They wallowed and they puffed and they swallowed and they stuffed and they tucked and they sucked delicious spaghetti as fast as they could. They grunted and they snorted and they squealed and they cavorted. They slurped and burped and they ate it all up. What a delicious smell, said King Jim as he hung up his hat and put on his indoor crown. Spaghetti for supper, my favorite. Queen Nellie passed the spaghetti round, adding some tasty tomato sauce and sprinkling on some grated cheese on top. The spaghetti was good. The sauce was scrumptious. I hope there's plenty more, said King Jim, passing his plate over. I'm still hungry. But there wasn't any. There wasn't a scrap of spaghetti left anywhere. The end. Well, that was a funny story. I hope you have a great weekend. We won't see you tomorrow, but you can join us on Sunday for online Sunday school. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.